Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited today to be filming a book haul. I've been piling up these books for like the last 2 weeks. I have some library books, we have some books I ordered online, and we also have a couple of books that were sent to me. So we're going to cover those today. I have over 20 books and they're all pretty much in the mystery genre or like thriller genre in one way or another. So let's just hop in because there's a lot to cover. So as you can see the very tops here, let's start by opening some of the books that I bought. Some of these are for series I've been very excited to get to. Let's see the first package. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so the first one I have here is a cheese shop mystery. This is the newest release. It just came out, I think, in September. It's called The Case of the Blues by Karina Moss. I love the cheese shop mystery. It's a fantastic cozy mystery series. Willa is our main character in this. She runs a French-inspired cheese shop in Sonoma Valley. It's so cozy and delicious. I love cheese. It's fabulous. And this one, essentially, the bunch of like cheesemongers are gathering together to kind of celebrate the life of this really great cheese like legend or cheesemonger, and he had this fantastic recipe that everyone wants, but he hid the recipe and there's like a clue revealed in like his will or something, and they're all trying to find it and murder happens, of course, and I'm so excited. Also, how adorable is the charcuterie board? Stunning. Oh, I can't wait. I'm definitely going to save this for a day where I really need a cozy read because oh, it's so good. And this is the latest one, so I'll have to be patient if I read it. So it's like, when do I read it? Do I read it now because I really want to? Or do I put it off so I have it for later? Well, the other two books that were in that bag were actually part of the same series, and I've never read this author, I've never read this series, and I bought the two that are out in the series because I so badly wanted to read book 2. I mean, I want to read book 1 too, but book 2 is a Christmas themed one, so I was like, oh, I gotta do it. And this is part of the True Confections mystery series by Sarah Fox. So this is book 1, 6 Sweets Under. And then we have Baking Spirits Bright, which just came out. And how pretty are these covers? Especially this one, but they're both stunning. So this series, I know that it takes place in Vermont. Our main character is Becca. She's like a former actress and now she's a chocolatier. And she's also reconnecting with her grandparents who own the chocolate shop she's working at, which I love grandparents and cozy mysteries, especially. I'm just like, yes, something about grandparents is the best. So I'm so excited for this. I'm gonna have to read this one this month for sure because I purposefully bought this so that I could get to this book before Christmas this year. So these will be read very soon. I cannot wait. I can't get over this artwork. It's so cute. I'm so excited. So a thriller I'm really excited for. This was on my new fall thriller releases that I'm like most excited for, and it's called Beneath the Surface by Kara Ruda. And basically, this just sounds like reality TV, like kind of thriller, which is my favorite kind. I have read some thrillers that are more serious in tone. Like recently I read The Intern or When I'm Dead, and those are both really good. But this one sounds more like the reality TV, kind of Lucy Foley-esque sort of thriller, which I'm excited for. So basically, you are reading this and you're following this extraordinarily wealthy family. So this billionaire invites his family to this like cruise or this yacht, and they're going to Catalina Island, and his 2 sons and their wives are coming, and they're very excited because this is a chance for them to gain control of the wealth somehow. But shock happens when this, I guess, kind of estranged sister of theirs shows up, and she throws kind of a wrench in their plans. Games start to happen. There's going to be a crowned heir to like the family business and money. I want the drama. I love the drama, so I'm so excited for this. It looks amazing. One is in line to lose everything. That's the plan, but in the coming storm, so much can go dangerously wrong. Like another cozy mystery I checked out was Mocha, She Wrote by Ellie Alexander. I started reading this one last night. This is part of the Bake Shop mystery series. I love this one. If you read cozy mysteries, you've probably heard of this, but basically Jules works in Ashland, Oregon at her family's bake shop called Tort, and it's the most delightful, seasonal, atmospheric cozy mystery. The town is gorgeous. It also has a lot of Shakespearean elements and plays and like references, which I love. In this one, Jules, one of her employees at Tort, Andy, has entered a like barista coffee competition, and he's very excited, but one of the judges ends up dying, and that's kind of the mystery. Jules jumps in to help him and clear his name and figure out who is taking out the judges, and I am so excited. I know like basically nothing about coffee, but it also fascinates me because I think it's just so cozy and beautiful, and I'm very excited. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, so excited. Okay, so I have the next one in the Gladdy Gold Mystery Series, which my friend Tiffany Beachbum Bookworm here on YouTube suggested we did an exchange, like we exchanged TBRs, and she gave me the Gladdy Gold Mystery Series, and I loved book one. It's called Getting Old is Murder. This one is called Getting Old is the Best Revenge. My library didn't have this one, and I just need it. I need it in my life. It was so cozy. Gladdy is an incredible character. It takes place at this like kind of retirement community. The ladies there are amazing. The mystery was phenomenal. Like, just fantastic. One of the best cozy mysteries I think I've read this year, if not in general. This one takes place on a luxury cruise ship after the girls win a bingo contest. Okay. Ugh. I'm probably gonna have to save this for the spring just because I feel like a cruise kind of feels very springish, but so incredibly excited. The other one that was in this bag is Against the Claw by Sherry Randall, also known as Mary Allen, and this is a Lobster Shack mystery. It's book 2 in the series. The author generously sent me book 1 in the series, and I really loved it. It was a 5-star read for me, so I bought book 2, and I'm so excited. Our main character in this is ballerina Allie, and Allie, in the first book, she's injured herself, so she's taking some time, and she's working at her aunt's Lobster Shack in Maine, and I love her aunt, by the way, her aunt, and she also has a sister in the area. They have a very fun relationship that I like reading about. But in this one, Allie's been helping her aunt, things are going pretty well, and then she finds the dead body of a young woman in the bay. And the cops are struggling to get an ID on this woman. So we got a mystery going on there. I'm very excited for this. I recently was able to visit the East Coast and it was just so stunning. I didn't get to go to a Lobster Shack. I want to though, really badly. But it was so stunning, and I just love reading about the East Coast because it's just so, you know, it's very different from the Southwest where I live. So I just love it. And I just love Mary Allen / Sherry Randall's writing style. I'm a big fan of her Ice Cream Shop mystery series. Phenomenal. I've read all 3 that are out in that book series, and I just want to keep diving into more of her work. Okay, a couple more. I have a lot of cozies in this one. This is a cozy, heavy, with a splash of thrillers type of haul. We have Secret Santa. This is actually a collection of cozies by these 3 authors. The primary reason I picked this out was because Laura Levine, who writes the Jane Austen mystery series, which is hilarious. I mean, truly hilarious. It's about Jane Austen, who is a freelance writer in like a pretty big city, and her cat Prozac. Like I said, it's a very comedy heavy, like don't take anything seriously, but you'll laugh kind of read. The mysteries are good. Jane is hilarious, very self-deprecating, fantastic humor. Prozac has a ton of personality, like almost like a human character in a cat. It's fantastic. But this one has a Christmas-themed Jane Austen mystery series. So depending on how busy I am, I might try to read the other books in this collection, but I will definitely, most definitely, be reading the Jane Austen one. In fact, I'm thinking of doing a Christmas themed reading vlog with some of these books for November. Let me know if that's too early, but I probably would include this one because I love the Jane Austen mystery series. It's hilarious. And in this one, Jane is actually going to be an elf to a Santa at a mall. That's going to be hilarious. It's going to be great. I can't wait. We're reading it. Next, I got another book in the Haunted Bookshop mystery series by Cleo Coyle. This is The Ghost and the Femme Fatale. I read book 2 in this series. This is book 4. My library doesn't have a bunch of them, but I'm just kind of jumping around and it's been working out fine. Our main character is Penelope. She runs a bookstore and she has a ghost in her bookshop who's a private investigator from 1949, and his name is Jack Shepard, and he's a private investigator, so he helps her. He's like a sidekick during the sleuthing. They're kind of like a sleuthing duo. She can talk to him. He gives her advice, helps her to be a better sleuth. It's really interesting. In the other book, there was also flashbacks to his life in the 40s as well, which was really interesting to see him take on a case in the flesh. So I'm excited. This one takes place with like a film noir movie premiere, and there's a actress who's going to be there who is kind of coming, she's been in the shadows for a while, but she's coming back in the limelight, and she's famous for her roles as a femme fatale. But when she kind of steps into the limelight, there's an attempt on her life, and that kind of starts her mystery. So I can't wait. Very excited. I feel like this is going to be a really good one for November because we're still kind of in spooky season. The other one is Through the Grinder by Cleo Coyle, and I'm just so excited. So this is a coffee house mystery series. I have been meaning to get to this series for almost 2 years now. I know that's really bad, but I'm finally getting to it, and my library didn't have book 1, but I'm jumping into book 2. I think I'll be okay. Our main character in this is Claire. She runs a coffee shop in the Village Blend in New York, and one of her customers one day, gets their coffee, leaves the shop, and then ends up like throwing themselves on the train tracks, or did they? And there's a mystery element to that as to whether or not the person actually was pushed, and Claire gets involved. So I'm very excited for this. Again, I love everything about coffee. I just don't like the taste, and I can't handle that much caffeine. But I love the atmosphere of coffee shops. I love the smell. I love the process, the roasting, like everything about it. Otherwise, it fascinates me. So I'm really excited to read this one. Okay, I did very generously get sent 2 books by 2 different authors. So I'm going to go over those really quickly. This one is by Tessa Jensen. It's called Astrid Beeswax, The Sting. Look at the cover art. I mean, come on. That's so pretty. And then what I discovered just now is one, the author very nicely left me this beautiful, beautiful bookmark. It says, "Nothing is more lucrative than knowing business that isn't yours." And that's a quote from the character. But inside the book is artwork. And yes, I'm very excited. I mean, I don't need pictures in a book, but it definitely enhances the experience for me. So Astrid is a sought-after florist, and she's going about her own business. She likes to know things, you know. And basically in this one, there's this tycoon in this area who's very charismatic. He's used to getting his own way. He's also the athletic director of this big college in town, and as such, the people who watch the hockey, they don't care what he does as long as their team wins. Like, they are cutthroat. But unfortunately, the tycoon is about to pin all of his moral bankruptcy on his poor, unsuspecting brother, and Astrid is like, I can't let this happen. So she starts to use her knowledge to take him down. I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be really interesting. I love the art. I mean, how beautiful. Thank you again to the author for sending this to me. I am incredibly excited. So, and thank you guys for watching these videos, because I wouldn't have, you know, these authors wouldn't be sending me things if you guys weren't watching. So thank you again. I appreciate it. And then the other book is actually a thriller, and the author actually left me a really sweet note, which I appreciate. And it's called Death in Dutch Harbor by D. McNeill Parker, where commercial fishing and murder meet in a remote Alaskan outpost. And I'm definitely saving this for like December, I want to say, just because of the snowy Alaskan setting. So our main character in this is Maureen, and she's actually a veterinarian in Alaska. I'm thinking maybe she has some specialties with larger like sea life as well. And the local police actually tap her for information, like forensic information, because they have the body of this person who washes up on shore and they need help. Maybe they're kind of strapped for resources. So she helps them. Unfortunately, as this case kind of unfolds, her love interest is actually a suspect in the crime, so she starts to really dig into it. And her pals, who run a crab fishery and in a bar in Alaska, a very dangerous bar, are going to help her with this. So very exciting. It's supposed to be, I think, more of like a thriller, more of the edge on your seat kind of mystery. I'm very excited for this, and this is going to be perfect for winter. I mean, look at this cover. So excited, so thank you again to the author for sending this. This next cover, I mean, this is perfect. I was waiting for this before Halloween, but it didn't come in time, but I'm still gonna rock it. It's called Bait and Witch by Angela M. Sanders. It is the first book in a new series. So this is a supernatural cozy mystery, as this kind of suggests. Josie is our main character, and she actually works in the Library of Congress until she discovers some kind of not so squeaky clean things going on there, and she kind of gets in trouble. So she ends up working at this library in Oregon. Unfortunately, while she's trying to like lay low while the case goes to court, she just can't lay low in this Oregon town, because the library, which is in this like beautiful Victorian home, it's about to be bulldozed. And while she's kind of exploring the woods in the area, she ends up stumbling across a body, and she also finds out that she's descended from a long line of witches. So we have a witchy supernatural cozy mystery with a familiar. I've had some hits and misses with supernatural cozy mysteries, just because I like it to be kind of a splash of supernatural in my cozy mystery versus like heavy supernatural with a touch of mystery. So we'll see how this goes, but I'm really excited. I think this cover is darling, and it sounds like just such a fun read. Plus it's bookish on top of that. This next one is a thriller I had on my, I think it was my summer most anticipated releases, and I requested it, my library got it. It's called No One Needs to Know, a novel by Lindsay Cameron, described as Big Little Lies meets Gossip Girl. So this one involves confidentiality and secrets. There is this website basically online, it's like a discussion board, and people can anonymously talk about their secrets, talk about their affairs, their financial struggles, like all those little like insidious secrets that people don't want out there, right? Well, a hacktivist hacks the platform and starts to release the secrets one by one, and people are getting in trouble in real life because of it, because of these secrets they've revealed, and someone actually ends up dead. And that's kind of the premise for this thriller. I am so excited. I feel it in my soul that this is going to be a really strong thriller. Like, it just sounds like something I just would love. Like, very fun, again, kind of reality TV like. So I'm so excited for this. Another cozy, and again, I tried to get this before Halloween. It didn't quite work out, but look at this cover. It's called Last Licks by Cynthia Baxter. This is part of the Lickety Splits Ice Cream Shop Mystery. I've read 2 books in this series. Really enjoyed both of them, and I mean, come on. This cover, isn't it everything? So our main character in this is Kate. It takes place in Hudson Valley. She runs a ice cream like shake shop, and basically she's offered a deal she can't refuse when this Hollywood director says like, hey, we want to film a key scene from our movie in your shop. All we need is a few hours at your shop to film it, and we need you to make us a scoop of like homemade ice cream for the actor who's eating like the ice cream in the scene. She's like, great. I can put up with like the film crews for a few hours for that kind of money, right? And unfortunately, the actress who ends up eating a couple spoonfuls of her ice cream ends up dying, thus launching the mystery. And I loved this one. I really liked this one because it had a grandmother and like a niece in it who kind of live with her and also help out at the shop, and they were just a wonderful family cozy mystery there, and love the ice cream, and this is going to be perfect for Halloween. Next I have The Secret Book and Scone Society by Ellery Adams. A lot of you have recommended this as a bookish cozy for me. Basically, this takes place in Miracle Springs, North Carolina. Our main character is Nora. She runs a bookshop with a cafe in it with like pastries and stuff, and people go to this Miracle Springs to go in the hot springs and heal, but sometimes they end up in her bookshop, and she's got a special talent for telling people what book they need to kind of move, like help them in life, you know, whether it's a message they need to hear, something they need to learn, etc. She's got an appointment with a businessman who wants her to give him some recommendations, but he doesn't show up, and he's actually found murdered. This kind of forces her to kind of reconsider things and look at things and kind of consider who did it. She's starting to really dig into the murder, and she starts this secret society where all of the members are coming together to help solve the mystery, but they're all revealing the secret that brought them to the town in the first place, like what kind of trauma or past incidents in life have caused them to kind of seek refuge in this town. I'm so excited. I've had so many of you rave about this, and it sounds delightful, so I can't wait. Thank you for the recommendation. We actually have another Alaska mystery, and this one is Tiffany from Beach Bum Bookworm's fault, because she did this video of cozy mysteries that were like restaurant-based cozies, and this sounded delightful, and it's called Moose and Murder, an Alaskan Diner Mystery by Elizabeth Logan. How cute is this cover? And our main character in this is Chef Charlotte, or Charlie, and basically about a year ago she was offered her mother's diner, and she didn't even think to say no. She moved out there, she's been building a life for herself out there, and one of her chefs ends up murdered, and she gets involved in the case. So I'm very excited for this. There's a cute little cat on the cover. Tiffany raved about it. It takes place in Alaska in a diner. I mean, it sounds great. I can't wait. I think this is going to be a blast. This next one is a thriller I've heard so many good things about. It's called No Exit by Taylor Adams, and it looks perfect for this time of year. Again, very snowy. And the back, I think, sums it up well. It says 13 hours, 4 strangers, 1 missing child, no exit. She knows her odds, she'll fight anyway. And basically, this young college student is going back home to see her dying mother when she stops at like a rest stop, and she ends up going out to the parking lot of the rest stop, and she sees this van, and inside of it there is a little girl who is locked in a cage, and she knows that somebody at the rest stop out of these strangers has to be the owner of this, you know, car that's parked out here. So she's got to figure it out. She's got to free the girl. Sounds very high stakes, very dramatic, and perfect snowy weather. It's the time of year I'm getting ready. I want snow. A new cozy mystery series that I finally got my hands on. I'm so excited. It's called Seems Deadly by Maggie Bailey. This is a Measure Twice sewing mystery. It is the first in the series, just came out. Our main character in this is Lydia, and she has just moved to Georgia for a new, fresh start. Her friend offers her a job at the sewing shop. She's getting to know that and learning more about that. And she's also set up on a blind date with a man named Brandon. Unfortunately, the date, it's kind of fizzles out. It ends with a fist bump, not a kiss, so it's not exactly, you know, it wasn't great. She doesn't think it can get worse though until she finds his body. And unfortunately, Lydia is a prime suspect in the case, so she's got to clear her name and learn a lot more about sewing. And there's an adorable cat on this cover. Look at this, a beautiful cat. Beautiful pattern on that cat. I love it. So we have the small town Southern charm. We got a new cozy. We got the sewing theme, which I find to be really cozy, especially for like winter time. It just knitting, sewing makes me think of winter. And then I'm finally giving in and reading this because I've heard so many good things about this. It's called The Maid, a novel by Nita Prose. This takes place in a hotel, and our main character in this is Molly. She is a maid at an upscale hotel, and she's a little different than other people as she's described. It sounds like she's maybe a little socially awkward, maybe struggles to read the room a little bit, but she's going about her life. She's cleaning a room one day, and there's this very rich and infamous man who's staying in one of the rooms, and she finds his dead body in his bed. They call the police, and Molly is unfortunately considered a suspect, and she's got to work to clear her name. Book 2 in this series is coming out in November. I'll link my new Cozy Mystery Release video above if you want to check it out. So I just had to get my hands on this in case I love it and want to read book 2. So I'm preparing, we're thinking ahead here. Another one here. Oh yes! Camera died, but we have 3 more books, so let's get into them. This one I'm so excited for. It's called A Murder You'll Regret by Winnie Archer. It's part of the Bread Shop Mystery Series. This is book 7 out of 8 that are currently out. I've read all of the 6 leading up to it. I love it. Our main character is Ivy. Takes place in Santa Sofia. And Ivy is a freelance photographer and a bread shop assistant. There's so many good bread references and baking scenes. This actually inspired me to learn to make bread this year. I've baked bread in my vlogs before. I'll link one above if you want to check it out. But I love it. This particular one is a Christmas one, which is why I had to get it, and it's what I'm thinking of doing for a Christmas vlog. But basically, our main character Ivy has been hired as a photographer for this costume party where this actress named Eliza, who's like a big deal, she's hosting the party. It's a costume party, very exciting, and Ivy, everything's going okay until one of the guests dies at the party, and the actress Eliza is a suspect. So Ivy gets involved. There's also a pug, which is one of my favorite dog breeds. They're so squishy and adorable, and the pug's name is Agatha, after Agatha Christie, I'm guessing, and I love it. So highly recommend the series. I feel like it's not talked about enough, and it's very good. I have 2 more books for you. We have Life in 5 Senses by Gretchen Rubin. This is a book basically all about using your 5 senses fully to kind of get out of your head, be more present, be more in the moment. I feel like I've talked about this before. I ended up having to return to my library before I could read it. Sometimes I get a little enthusiastic, as you can probably tell. And I'm going to be reading it this time for sure. It says, how exploring the senses got me out of my head and into the world. I'm somebody who can definitely get very much in my head and have a hard time being present and relaxing, so I'm hoping this book will help. Gretchen Rubin is a self-help, productivity, happiness expert kind of writer. That's what she does. I've read her other books. I've really enjoyed them, so I'm looking forward to this one, which is her new release this year. And then last, but certainly not least, this is a thriller that kind of started the thriller genre, like a newer thriller genre that I think a lot more women got into, I want to say, because I think before it was mostly very legalistic, detective type thrillers, which of course women can like as well, but this kind of started the psychological domestic thriller genre from what I understand, and this is Gillian Flynn's Gone Girl. Now I believe I know what the twist is for this, but I've heard it's just so incredibly brilliant. Basically we have this married couple, Nick and Amy, and they're about to celebrate their 5th anniversary, like their wedding anniversary. They're very excited, they've made reservations, they got gifts, they're getting ready for the night when Amy goes missing. And Nick isn't doing himself any favors because the cops are looking at him suspiciously, he's acting weird, they discover Amy's journals, a lot of things are leading up to it, and I'm very excited for this. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I know what the twist is for this, but I'm very excited to read it nonetheless. I've heard it's just really good, and it kind of started more of the modern, like more domestic, like psychological thrillers, which are the ones I typically enjoy. So I'm very excited for this. And that is our haul. I have a table next to me with books stacked up to the wazoo over here, and Thank you guys for watching. Please let me know down below, have you read any of these books that I mentioned? What were your thoughts on them? Do you have any books that you're currently reading or that you recently picked up? Let me know in the comments down below. I love chatting with you down there. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already. It means the world to me, and I just love sharing book content and cozy living content on my channel. We talk mysteries especially, so if you like mysteries, thrillers, cozy mysteries, anything like that, I think you'll really like this channel. I hope you'll stick around. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!